Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
And welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Augusta, Georgia. We are a welcoming liberal religious congregation in the heart of Dixie, and we're so glad to have you here today. Today is our traditional flower communion, which is based on a service designed in the 1920s by a Unitarian Universalist minister in Czechoslovakia. So this is a communion in which we exchange flowers representing the beauty of the spring, our individual beauty, and how beautiful we all are together. And it's good to be together, isn't it? So this morning, our opening hymn is called Mother Spirit, Father Spirit. It's number 8, and I'll be leading it with David.
Good morning. Good morning. My heart is full this morning seeing so many people here, seeing so many people that I haven't seen in 15 months. Really, it really means a lot to be here with you all. And we invite you to listen. And this hymn was written by Robert Chapek, who is the creator and originator of Flower Communion. Father, Spirit, Father,
Newton.
Good morning, everyone. Sweet Jesus, it looks like homecoming. Golly, look at this. Just last week it was this, and this Sunday it's this. Oh, it looks great. Okay, let's get on with announcements. My name's Ted Newton. I am the board secretary for one more month. Okay. Now, there will be no RE classes, and that's K through 5th grade on this Sunday, and the online family ministry classes are not going to be held during the months of June and July. And of course, today is the annual congregational meeting, and it's going to be held at 1 o'clock as a hybrid Zoom meeting. And this is a change from the original announcement that was a Zoom only. So to attend the Zoom, you need to register online, and this Zoom link is in the e-announcements and on your our private Facebook page. You will receive a confirmation email, and the online registration for those of you who are tuning in ends at 12:30. Now, if you will be attending in the sanctuary, I will be set up outside in the hallway in the sign-in table. You will need to sign in and register there. If you're already signed in online, you will still need to sign in if you're going to be present here in the sanctuary, so we can get an accurate count and ensure that we have a quorum. The worship team will be meeting on Tuesday, June 8th at 6 p.m. online. The UU Goddess group will be meeting on Thursday, June 10th at 6 p.m. The Humanist Free Thought group will meet next Sunday, June 13th at 5 p.m. and this will be a hybrid meeting. Please see your e-announcements for details and contact information. Now, after the service, we will be having a group fellowship like we did last week. However, it is due to rain. Thank goodness we need the rain to make our flowers pretty in our gardens, not inside. That's good. However, if it's going to be raining, it would not be good to be meeting outside because we'd get all soggy and wet, and that wouldn't make it pleasant for our congregational meeting. And there really is no one inside this group who is wearing a mask who is not immunized. So everyone in this room is immunized, correct? Yep. Yeah. So guess what? We can have our coffee inside in our common room. So if you'll, there we are set. So if you can grab your coffee and tea, and I do have a few snacks. I wasn't quite counting on this many people, but you know, maybe you aren't going to be real hungry. You're just going to be happy to meet everybody today. And so if you get your coffee and go into the common room and have coffee, and then be sure to sign in and be ready for the congregational meeting at 1 o'clock. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ted. Our chalice lighting words today are from May Sarton. Help us to be the always hopeful gardeners of the Spirit, who know that without darkness, nothing comes to birth, as without light, nothing flowers. And now we will share our joys and sorrows with Margaret Tuck, a member of our pastoral care team.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is so nice to be back in person in our lovely sanctuary. Yeah. So this is a traditional time in our service where we share joys and sorrows that have come into our lives recently. And you know the routine. You pick a stone from here and you drop it in the container here. And my job is to usually hold a microphone, but right now we don't have a microphone. We talk into that camera right there. So please raise your voices when you come up, but please come on up here and join me. And I'm putting stones in the container for those who are not here today. Some will be sharing on Zoom, I hope, and also for those serving.
Please join me in a moment of meditation. I won't put you through too much of the rigors, but get comfortable, get your feet flat, and try to turn off that noise machine in your head. It's not easy. The spoken words are from a colleague, Sarah Moores Campbell. In fear, we isolate ourselves. Am I speaking loud enough? In love, we connect with others. In fear, we become immobilized. In love, we are empowered to act. In fear, we judge others. In love, we seek justice. In fear, we distrust. In love, we trust. In fear, we seek punishment. In love, we seek mercy and forgiveness. In fear, we see death. In love, we see life. In fear, we retreat. In love, we reach out. Let us respond to our times, and what a time we're living in. But let us respond to our times with love. Let us reach out. The invitation to generosity is actually adapted from Norbert Capek, from the words that are in our hymnals, the blessing of the flowers and stuff. Whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do the good work of this congregation. We now invite your generosity. You hold on to that. Now we can see how we did. now begin our flower communion with the blessing of the flowers. And this was written by Dawn Storr Borchelt, who was the DRE long ago with me. And she was a lot of fun, and I've always loved this. So here it is. With our hands and with our hearts, we bless these flowers.
As they grow from small seeds, let us remember the beloved community we searched for grows in our hearts each time we act lovingly with each other.
With our hands and with our hearts, we bless these flowers.
As they are marvelously and completely unique, let us recognize that each of us, father or mother or other parent, sister or brother or other sibling, lover or loner or something in between, brings something singular and wonderful to our world that no one else ever has or ever can.
With our hands and with our hearts, we bless these flowers.
As they bloom, let us be given the strength to bloom. Each of us and all of us, happen what may, in sunshine or in rain.
With our hands and with our hearts, we bless these flowers in a spirit of love, in a spirit of life, and in a spirit of joy. Ruth and I will now distribute the flowers, and we'll come to you and just take one out of the bowl. We'll just hold the bowl. And so, Stephen, now's the time for the video.
And we'll just add that while we are distributing these lovely flowers in person, we have a video for our Zoom participants of pictures of flowers that they have taken from our garden, so that everyone is sharing in some flowers today from home or in person.
Wow, this is like a dream come true. I really, wow. We can put all the chairs out there. It's, for me, this is great to have a flower communion with people here. I didn't think it would happen. In our meditation this morning, we face the question whether to live our lives in fear or love. If we choose fear, consider the descriptive words in the meditation: isolate, immobile, judge, distrust, punish, and retreat. This destroys community. But if we choose love, I offer these wise words from the Universalist Hosea Ballou, an old person, 1771 to 1852. If we agree in love, there is no disagreement that can do us any injury. But if we do not, no other agreement can do us any good. I think those are poignant words today for us as a nation. The African-American poet and mystic, Reverend Howard Thurman, once wrote a meditation about a flower, the fire flower. Here's a bit of what he wrote. They call it the fire flower, delicate pink as if gathered unto its gentle petals the beauty of fading embers and dying flame. The story goes that its chief joy is to spring into life in places that have been burned to blackened ash, with nothing left to remind of grasses that were once green and shrubs that flourished in their own quaint or strident glory. To spring into life with color and freshness where fire has burned and the heat laid waste. This is the quality and the grace of the fire flower. Then Thurman goes on to compare the flower to those people who are self-assured and rooted in themselves enough to say the right word or do the simple deed that heals wounds, quiets discord, or brings joy in the midst of pain. He says these people, and I'm quoting again, make the barren place fruitful, the burned over area spring into life with color and freshness. What a grace of life to be blessed with the magic of the fire flower. The fire flower is both fragile and rooted. People who bring freshness to barren places are also fragile and rooted. Norbert Chopik was one such person. In 1923, he introduced the flower communion. He was minister of the Unitarian Church in Prague, Czechoslovakia. When the Nazis occupied Czechoslovakia, they broke into his house, took all his books and sermons, and arrested both Chopik and his youngest daughter. So rooted in his faith, he would not keep silent. He said, what do we fight against? Our fight is against lies, deceit, bullying, and everything else that belittles, enslaves, and would destroy a human being. They took him to Dachau. Even in the death camp, he regularly conducted flower communions. Survivors recall his constant humor and good cheer. He was like the fire flower blooming among the ashes of hopelessness and despair. He was executed in 1942. I set aside this flower in Chopik's memory and in memory of all who have died by the hand of hate, ignorance, and murder. Earlier in his life as a Unitarian minister, Chopik had gathered around him a diverse congregation. All were devout, yet all dissatisfied with existing religious practices. Ring a bell? Chopik felt the need for some symbolic ritual to bind them together, former Catholics, former Protestants, and former Jews. And so the flower communion was inaugurated. We continue that tradition today. This is from my colleague, Carolyn Owen-Tao. See a blossom in your mind's eye. Marvel at this creation. While utterly fragile, yet undaunted, boldly buds forth, turning resolutely towards the sun. We too shimmer with expectation, exuding our own illumination, color, pulse, and sense. Vulnerable, still we venture our lives courageously towards hope and light, at once fragile and rooted. Yeah, that's our hymn. Our hymn.
In number 63, 64. In number 64. Well, give us pleasure in the flowers today. I confess this is a new hymn to me, but I find it very beautiful. And Ruth and I are going to help you all sing.
And we're going to do the first two verses, right, David?
That's right. First two verses of
closing words and have us extinguish the chalice. But before that, I just want to thank everyone who helped make this service possible, including our technical team on Zoom here, Jezebel for putting together the wonderful video of the donated flowers, everyone who brought flowers, everyone who brought their beautiful selves, and everyone, David for the music, Don for the sermon, and just everyone who helped make this day possible. Thank you all.
And thank you, Ruth. Our closing words are not by anyone but me. The flower in your hand is most likely a different one from the flower you brought. It is a gift for one of us. See your flower as a symbol that beauty and grace and joy and love are not matters of give and take. In this world, we cannot earn or deserve that which is most important. It comes to us as a gift. Therefore, knowing how to receive is fully as important as knowing how to give. Happy Flower Communion, everyone.
I have nothing special planned, but I'm so happy to see everybody here that I feel like dancing. So our posting is Flower Communion Boogie. It's been a long time since I played the boogie.
Welcome home, everyone.